So I'll just go to my inbox. I was actually like fired today from my new job. True enough, I haven't been showing up. It's because of many reasons. Number one, I gave up on my job because on my shift because I was really freaking out. I have a heart murmur, and when it picks up, I feel like, my body is going to crumble, so I crumble down emotionally. So, saying that, I was emotionally crumbling, and I said, fuck it. I said, F this, and walked out, sort of thing. Um, I don't see why I should have to be the most perfect employee. I haven't gone back since. I feel like I'm being treated with once again this being made to worry kind of scenario when nothing is wrong. Like, true enough, we're in lockdown, but today I was said, oh, you can't go for a walk outside because it's on the internet here. Lockdown's a big deal. You shouldn't go outside. And I knew. I feel like I'm part of a ruse now. Because they've been, sending me texts and complaining. And then what do I find them doing today? They're out in the garden doing gardening this afternoon, like it's all okay to be outside. But this morning when I wanted to go for a walk, they said, oh, don't go outside because, COVID is very high and got all these people are saying not to go outside at all and stuff. And I just feel like I'm part of a ruse once again. So I bloody complained back to this fired thing. True enough, I felt like down to my lowest energy, but the breaks weren't rostered very well. I had a 15-minute break, and I ended up like getting really hungry somewhere along the line, and I felt really weak, and I could have just been hungry, but it could be COVID. It could be just me being stressed out by all this COVID crap. But seriously, like I felt like run down to my last energy. And that's no good because that means I'm just going to walk out before I start like shaking or getting really emotional. I knew like I was crying for like over an hour yesterday. So get this right. So I'm going to show you my apparent firing. So today I got this letter around 12, right? I'm trying to get it into focus. So I'm working with some sort of flower company, right? And so at like 12:47, they wrote to me and said I was fired. And then at 3:26, your leave request for when I had, just left the job was just approved. And so I'm like going, so they said that this is my retaliation. I always write my 2 cents before before I'm fired. Because I think that's just what you're supposed to do. So it says, I'm writing to you advising that we will be terminating your employment. This is due to concerns of you abandoning your shift. It should be shift, like one, not shifts. Can I please ask you to return your swipe card? Or you can email it to me, level 10, 344 Queen Street, Brisbane. Please have this addressed to me. So I said, I didn't include the breaks, but I said, no offense, you allocated shifts that were longer than I expected to work, none of which had been verified as okay by me. Pass the training, because you didn't ask for verification, and the shift I had abandoned had been one, not many. Maybe you should hire for those who can drive, because that is the only way you can commute during lockdown safely. Otherwise, you are supporting the creation of future COVID cases by abandoning health and safety practice as given by government, who put out daily warnings of COVID risks, of which are rising. That's what I've said. But I should have also said, by the way, standard breaks between an 8-hour shift is like 30 minutes. And because they don't give you correct breaks, and I had one 15-minute break, and I worked 9 to 2, and it didn't look like they were gonna, and I had 2 more hours to go, and that was when I was starting to lag. So what I might do is add an additional note of stating, legislative breaks in an 8-hour time period, and their break, which had not been as according to work safe practices, so I can blame it all, but really I just, and so I received that letter, right? I might make a draft and send it later. And then they said, Tanda, your leave request had been approved for, a day ago, but they haven't said, sorry. I mean, they can't, an employer cannot say, hey, you're fired, and then, actually you're not fired at all, because that's, I think it's discrimination. It's not just discrimination, it's some sort of legal thing. And people can't do that legally. So they can't say, sorry, we fired you. By the way, we haven't fired you. Because it just means that they hadn't really had any conclusive reason to fire you in the first place. And that can technically be a lawsuit if you're the right kind of person. Like, if you can afford lawsuits and stuff, or a lawyer, or whatever, that can be a lawsuit, because businesses aren't allowed to toy with employees like that. It's a weakness in the business. And they had not been legislative with that break on that day where I was feeling kind of ill. I mean, I'm always feeling sick because I have a heart condition and whatnot, but I mean, I don't feel like I have a heart condition, but it's there, But, and so when I have problems, it's usually because I'm stressed out or feeling something, But really, on that day where I had given up, I wasn't being given correct lunch breaks. I'm not saying that if I hadn't had lunch, that I would have perked up and I would have been okay for the last couple of hours. Because really that kind of job uses your voice too much. And the fact that it's not work from home and it's in the middle of COVID and all these people are vouching on the TV that, everyone's going to get sick if they go outside. So that doesn't help things, because I commute. I don't drive, I commute. So I don't know. I'm gonna probably research standard health and safety work practices, and saying that their breaks had not been actually legal on the day where I was struggling to work. Because during an 8-hour period, legally, you're supposed to have like half an hour break and then an hour's break and then another half an hour break, and they had given me 15-minute break. And that was it. So they weren't perfect, but, you're supposed to be perfect. I don't know. But I don't know. They did say in this one I had been terminated, but then they said in this one your leave request for a particular day has been approved. Like, so what is it, So am I supposed to turn up tomorrow or what? I don't know. But I think I better look for another job because that one wasn't perfect for me. I really want work from home, but I've been looking for work from home for a year and a bit. But, this one has blown up in my face, I guess. Unless they turn around and say, sorry, you're not fired at all. We think we put you in a little bit of a bad way. But really, I can only last so long in that kind of job because it does use your voice. I freak out. The training was great. I lasted all day, but I don't know. I think that's it with that job, though. I think I'm going to have to find a new job. So I'll just copy and paste a few legislative documents just for them. And then I'm going to move on to my next job, which I have no idea what it is, but I know I have a message on my phone saying, hey, got a good job for you and stuff, but yeah.